Friends and followers, welcome back to Truckin It, and today I'm going to talk about two things. First, my last couple episodes involving Foamgate, which now are going to expand fully to right to repair. You see, these manufacturers of trucks, CPAP machines, computers, cars, they don't want us fixing our own stuff, apparently. Or hiring an independent guy who has some actual know-how to do it. And that needs to change. And one of the causes of this problem that indicates the certain political party is in bed with the manufacturers and with others. And I'm not talking Republicans, by the way. I'm talking the other party with the D. Yeah, let's just say they're in bed with these manufacturers who want to take away your right to fix something when it breaks. And to do so, they're starting to employ new tactics, one of which is called skipping town. So let's talk about that right now. Okay, so welcome back to Truckin It. I'm your host, Trucker Zach Bell, and today I'm not skipping town or skipping work. But I want to talk with y'all about the Democrats who skip town and also about right to repair. And so let's start with the latter topic first. You see, 10 years ago, I was able to change my own light bulbs on my truck without worry from a manufacturer or from a dealer or from anything that would have voided a warranty. Today, if I go to change headlights on my truck, I have to have a special computer, I have to have a special diagnostic cable, I have to have the headlights themselves, and I have to have the serial numbers off the headlights so that I can reprogram the computer to accept the new headlights. Okay? And that's if the lights themselves fail and it's not something like a wiring problem or a blown circuit breaker. The cost to do this is ridiculous. Because since you're having to replace entire assemblies now instead of just the light bulbs, a $2 job back in the day is now over $2,000. And you have the right to avoid these kinds of issues. So, and we need to exercise that right by getting right to repair passed. It's not just trucks either. So let's say the brakes fail on here. And I've got to replace the calipers and the rotors. Would I rather pay my company shop $65 an hour plus the cost of parts, or would I rather pay the dealer $650 an hour plus the cost of parts? You be the judge on that. Because I think you'd agree with me that the former would definitely be better, provided the manufacturers provided us with the training, the tools, and the schematics so we could fix these problems ourselves. And if you don't agree with me on that, if you don't agree with me on getting your hands dirty, if you don't agree with me on getting stuff done on the cheap, then you're probably one of the more than 90% of viewers on my channel who have not subscribed. So hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up and ring the bell so that I know you've subscribed. But now, let's talk about those politicians who skip town over both a voter ID and a right to repair bill. You see, our governor down here in Texas, namely Greg Abbott, is trying to get a lot of problems fixed that Joe Biden and others have caused. And one of those problems involves border security. Another problem involves prevention of voter fraud and identity theft. And then the third problem is, of course, the right to repair I just mentioned. So he had called a special session to address some of those topics. The Republicans all showed up for work. The Democrats had showed up for one day just so they could talk about it, and then they skipped town. And you know where this is going. So, today's the day. If you have a Republican who's still down there trying to vote on this stuff while the Democrats are missing in action, please call your legislature now and tell that representative in the House or the Senate, thank you for doing your job. And for you Democrats who left town over this stuff because you're wusses and you're crybabies and don't like to fix things yourself and don't like to eliminate the risk of identity theft and don't want to fix the border, it's up to you. As I see these migrants coming across by the truckloads, and these people not getting their IDs checked when they go to vote, and not getting verified, and for those people who decide to be in bed with certain manufacturers and accept their lobby money so that they can go on paid trips like this. The governor's waiting for you. He's got state troopers ready and willing to go to the airport and pick your asses up once you arrive back. Okay? Because you failed to do your job. You failed to represent people like me in the House and the Senate by staying and getting the vote done before you took off on your stupid vacation. Okay? And here's the worst part. I don't know who paid for that chartered airplane that whisked you away, or which airline owns it, but I'm sure he's going after them too. That's my stand. And I need you to fix your problems in your political party if you're a Democrat. Get rid of people like Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, and crying Chuck Schumer, just to name a few. Not to mention that long-term politician Dick Durbin. They all need to be fired and replaced with fresh blood who understands and gets what you voters want. I'm sorry I have to talk about this. And let's go back to the right to repair thing now. I've seen my 2 episodes on Foamgate have taken off. And for you drivers who are affected by Foamgate and own a Philips Respironics Extreme Station 1 or one of their System 1 machines, you need to be calling your doctor right now and getting a plan so that you can get your machine replaced or get a backup to your machine immediately. Because this foam is far worse than your diesel soot. And you need to get it fixed. So after you get off the phone with your congressman, you need to call Philips. I'll post their 800 number down in the description below. Get your CPAP machine fixed. Or get a plan. And that's after you call your doctor and discuss alternative arrangements. So that, because, CPAP machines are now on back order at a lot of different CPAP shops. And the sooner you can get your order in, the sooner you can get off that nasty machine and get your new device. So, I'm sorry that right to repair has crept its head again. Or not. Because I think we need to talk about right to repair more often. You see, back in the 1960s, truckers were actually doing things like teaming up to replace engines and transmissions. Today, not a single driver does that because these transmissions and engines are friggin' heavy and they're difficult to work on at best. But when it comes to basic stuff like lights, electrical, your CPAP machine, etc., you need the right to repair it. And the manufacturers need to give you access to the diagrams and the instructions and the parts and the service. Whether that be a truck, a computer, a phone, a CPAP machine, anything. Right to repair needs to come back. Do-it-yourself repair needs to come back as long as the person is qualified and can safely work on this stuff. And this stuff needs to start getting fixed instead of just, oh, we'll make you replace it. And as a last item, to you manufacturers of all these electronic products out there, even if you don't want the customer fixing the product themselves for reasons of things like shock hazards, etc., you really should consider this. And go back to using user replaceable parts for things like batteries, SIM cards, display panels, or have a removable back anyway, just to name a few. So that way, if something breaks, we can fix it and not have to worry about sending it into y'all or getting charged a huge fee just to even have it looked at. Because if we know what the problem is and we can fix it ourselves, it results in a much faster fix and a much less expensive fix. It's better for the consumer, it's better for the planet, and it's better for you as a manufacturer. Philips Respironics, Apple, International Truck, you need to take this stuff to heart. And Freightliner especially. That's my stand on right to repair, and also my opinion on politicians leaving town. I'm Trucker Zach Bell. For you politicians out there, get your asses back to work. This video is intended for 18 plus anyway. And until next time, let's make your best trip your next trip. Keep learning, keep thinking, keep on trucking. And excuse the swear word at the end there. Bye for now.